Hello guys, and this is Kasual from nerdhammer.net with a YouTube battle report. This report happened, or this game happened probably at the end of February, I think. It was against Anthony from the Sustainable Center, and it's for the Bretonnian campaign. You may have seen the battle online already on his site, but this is my point of view and my thoughts. So Anthony and I, we met up at Portal Games down in Bethlehem, which is not quite halfway in between us, but we both have a decent drive. So here's my deployment. On the left side, I have a single paladin with a lance and a morning star. I got a unit of yeomen. My treb in behind, a big long bus of peasants with a damsel in there with them, giving them the prayer icon, of course. That gives them the same blessing as the knights. I have a unit of knights errant, which are the white and orange knights. They're a little smaller. They're actually the Fireforge models, which are pretty awesome, and I think for them being younger knights it fits. In the center of my lines, I have two single Soladins. They just have, I think, a lance and a morning star, which is nice because it gives you the option. You can put them out there as a redirector and get a +1 at least from the morning star, or if you need to charge them in, then you get the lance bonus. So that's pretty awesome. My paladin BSB right there, my lord right there. Paladin typical kit, rerollable, 1 or 2 up armor save, sword of might. And my lord, of course, heroic killing blow, always strikes first. Some other things I forget the list at this point. It's been a little while. Got my Grail Reliquii in there. To the right, I have a unit of Knights Errant and another single paladin on the Pegasus. I have 4 Grail Knights. Kind of not sure what I was doing with them. I think they're just like a chaff killing type of unit. They're not going to do much else, but it's just another unit there that I have for chaff. And another unit of Mountain Yeoman, and of course my Treb. And on Anthony's side, I think these are his Grail Knights, another unit of Yeomen. Let's go back one. He has a Pegasus, single Pegasus? I don't even remember him having that guy. Maybe he died early. His lances, you could check his video to get his list and everything. His Trebs are up here on the hill, and Pegasus Knights are going to Vanguard up. So here's the Vanguard moves. The Yeoman's come around a building, and the other Yeoman comes up, and of course the Pegasus Knights are just on the other side of the forest there. And here's the Blurry Vanguard move on the left side. So turn 1, Lord Kasual. And amazingly, I get to go first with Bretonnia. What a crazy feeling, having the blessing and going first. Awesome. So push up pretty aggressively on this side. Grail Knights, I'd be fine if the peasants just held them up most of the game, or the peasants hold up the Grail Knights. I push up with my Knights Errant here. I think they're the ones with the flaming banner. So I realized then that the single paladin of Anthony's actually has a 1-up against flaming, so it's gonna be a good move for him to tie up that unit with him. I move my Soladins out. He's welcome to charge him. His overruns aren't going to get him anything real beneficial, so I'm just going to use those Soladins as chaff or double fleas on the right side here. And I move my single paladin up there. This unit, I was like, well, I'm going to push him up, and I was thinking that he would need pretty far to make that charge. But what I realized is, why not at least try it? If he hits it, he's going to blow through that unit and be in my backfield, and my Lord's unit has no way to counter it. And when he declared a charge, I'm just like, wow, that's awesome. Like, what a good move to try to bust things up early. But so on this side, I'm pretty hesitant with my Yeoman. I bring the Grail Knights back just to protect the Trebuchet. If I have a lot of fast cav. He has a lot of fast cav on this side, so I'm hoping that maybe the Grail Knights could delay it one more turn or two, and get the Trebs off. So turn 1, Lord Sustainable. And he flies his Peg Knights into my pally. I'm okay with that. Yeoman into Yeoman. It should probably go his way. It looks like he lost one somehow. Maybe my stand and shoot. Yeah, I think my stand and shoot did one. Yeah, so I'm curious to see how my single paladin fares against the unit of Peg Knights. I'm in the court of thought of I hate Pegasus Knights. I think they're awful. I think they always flee immediately. They get shot turn one because they are a threat. They're usually never around leadership, so they're always on their own leadership. And I've seen them panic so many times. I've seen them panic in so many different battle reports. I've seen them run right off the table. I've seen them get murdered like instantly. So I just don't think it's worth it. I'd rather something more flexible, a little bit more disposable. Or if you're going to take them, run a huge unit that you're just not going to panic with. But yeah, I don't know if that's the right school of thought to be in, but that's kind of my feelings towards it. And we'll see how it plays out. So yeah, he makes this charge, and you know that moment where you're just like, I think I might just have gotten outclassed by a better player because it was such a smart move. I shouldn't have never given him that far of a charge. If anything, should have let him go into the Grail, relique or reliquii and see what he can do there. But anyway, I'm scared of this. I mean, if the Peg Knights kill the Paladin, they're overrun, and this unit will definitely overrun it, probably out of the charge arc of the Grail relique, and it's just going to be nasty. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think this is after combat. Let me go ahead. Yeah, this is after combat. Yeah. So after combat. My boys hold. I don't take a single wound. He takes one wound. I think it ends up to be a push because we both have musicians and nothing happens. I may have lost by one, I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, I stick. I did have my Lord's unit close with a BSB reroll, so that was awesome. I mean, just rubber lance in full effect, and yeah, I'm pumped that went the way it did. And look at the Pegasus or the Paladin on the Peg and the Peg Riders. They don't muster it either. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm surprised it went that way. Over here, he just flies his 2 up against fire against my Knight unit, my Knights Errant. I'm not really concerned about it. I mean, I can hold off. I could charge him, get him out of the way, break him through combat res, or I can hold back. I mean, he's pretty far away from me yet. I do have redirectors out there. You can see he brought his other mounted yeoman into my other Paladin on a Pegasus, and brings his Grail Knights around. So trying to bring the Grail Knights back into the action. And not much happens here. I guess it's the center lines. Oh, I think he had a miscast, something simple. Yeah, and he miscast, killed 2 guys. But it ended up killing about 10, 11, 12 men-at-arms. Not sure what it was. I think it was Heaven Spell or Amber. No, he had Beast this time. Yeah, I don't know what it was. Oh well. So after combat over here, yeah, his mounted yeoman beat my mounted yeoman. They actually did 3 wounds to my 1. I had 1 in stand and shoot, but they couldn't catch him. So that's pretty cool. My mounted yeoman hopefully will be able to rally because they're not under 25%. And yeah, after combat right here, I get 1 wound and I kill 1 Pegasus Knights. So yeah, that worked out for me. Surprised. I thought they were going to kind of blow through him, to be honest. But yeah, as you can see, the other Knight Lance sticks around. I did take a wound, so I was a little off on my pictures. Pretty cool. I can't believe this stuck. So over here, my Pegasus Knight killed the mounted yeoman and ran him down, but it dropped him right in front of the Grail Knights. And of course, the second I touched my Pegasus Knight, it broke off its stand. So that's awesome. All right, just another reason why I don't like Pegasus Knights. So there's just an overall the board after all the combats, and looking cool. 2 Bretonnian armies on the board. It's so awesome looking. Turn 2, Lord Kasual. So I bring my Mountain Yeoman back over this way. I don't want them in with the Grail Knights. I'm going to kind of support the other side here. I'm not really sure what to do with them. I decided not to go into his Pegasus I'm not sure why I did. I just feel that I'm okay on this flank. I really didn't need to move. I don't know. Normally, you should probably just go in there and get him out of the way. But yeah, I just backed up. I thought if he put him there, that's what he wanted me to do. So I was trying to, be strategic, not let him control the game. Over here, I put my Soladin up there to chaff up his main block with his BSB, and over on the right side, maybe I got a better picture of it. There we go. I take the one Soladin in. I had to charge him out of the way. I take the Grail Reliquii into the flank also in a manner so that my Lord's unit can fit in, and I have my Lord and BSB into the flank. That's probably not where you want to be if you're part of Lord Sustainable's Knight unit. That's a lot of heat coming at him, so hopefully this will be enough to break this unit and get him out of the way, and then I'm looking a lot better to handle his other lances. Anything else? I shoot at this guy. I think a Treb hits it and kills 4 of his yeomen, but the dog survives his panic test. He's looking around like, where the hell are my owners? So after combat, yeah, we fight this one first. It was just too much. My Lord's unit one of them ended up running down his unit, and so I pursued. I overran it to the flank of the Pegasus Knights. So that's going to be 2 birds, 1 humongous stone, and hopefully I'll get all this side out of the way and seal up this flank and try to get back into the rest of the fight. The Grail Reliquii I reform and just face the ranks that are coming, just as another roadblock until I get my knights situated in a better manner. Over here, yeah, my Grail Knights went into his mounted yeomen, killed them, and ran them down, so that's pretty cool. Like I said, this flank is just broken now. Couldn't overrun much with any of the other units, so but I wanted to make sure I got the Peg Knights too. So yeah, on this side, this fight actually wearing on. I keep challenging out a Grail Knight, and we go toe to toe. And I've been passing my leadership 8s, so I think I killed 1 or 2 knight, killed 1 knight this round. Turn 2, Lord Sustainable. So his single yeoman dog go into the Treb. Hey, maybe the Treb crew will fight that bastard dog off. Who knows? But I did rally my other yeoman. So his 1 Knight Lance goes into the Grail Reliquii, which is a good charge. They are stubborn. The General's leadership's there with the reroll. Hopefully this will roadblock this unit, because otherwise they're going to overrun right into the rear of my General's unit, which I hope doesn't happen. That's kind of why I put the Reliquii here. And his other unit goes into my Paladin, which is awesome because I'm going to challenge out. Hopefully the Paladin doesn't die, and when he breaks, he's just going to bounce through that unit. He's going to have to stop, so hopefully that'll work out for me too. Not much happened here. Pillow fight, I guess, and I stick. Yeah, the Paladin breaks. I don't think he took any wounds, actually, but Anthony decided to reform his BSB's unit up there and face the oncoming Knight Lances. Yeah, after combat here, Grail Reliquii holds up. Yeah, it was stubborn. I did obviously lose, but leadership, I think 9 or 10 rerollable, helped me out tremendously. He did lose 1 knight. I'm not sure how those peasants got 1 through, but we'll take it. So after combat, yeah, he does reform and get more knights into the action and get through them to the last man. Turn 3, blurry picture, Lord Kasual. Yeah, I only took 2 wounds over here, by the way, and I killed that stupid dog, so that's pretty awesome. I reform my bottom lance here. These are Knights of the Realm. And instead of reforming or swift reforming my Lord's unit, I decided to wheel them around in a really big wheel. I'm not sure at the time why I did it, but I think I was just trying to get some range away from his other lances and get myself up to have a good charge, or at least keep him at a distance that if he fails it, I'm going to have an easy counter charge. So when you're fighting lances versus lances, like range is everything, and you'll see that in his video and in this video, of course, and in our next round of games. Like knowing that distance and understanding it, and when you have the same units going after each other, it takes the game to a different level, and it was fun. This was an awesome game, by the way. I had a blast playing Anthony, and it just keeps going. So over here, I do finally take my Knights Errant into that Pegasus. I guess it's time I need to do something now. And the Mountain Yeoman I bring here. I'm not sure why, because it just made no sense. I've been getting lucky with the Pegasus, the Paladin on the Pegasus, but I mean, one failed leadership 8 or worse, and he's just going to overrun right into the Mountain Yeoman and slaughter them, and then overrun it. I don't know what I was thinking there. That was a pretty bad play. You see, I have Curse of Honor up here on the Men-at-Arms, which I'm fine with. I don't really foresee them being able to handle anything in his units, and I really don't need to hold up anything at this point. So it's really just kind of conservation mode with them. Over here, yeah, my Paladin rallies. That's about it. And yeah, I think his Pally sticks. And of course, his Grail Knights do finally break that Paladin, run him down, and run into my Mounted Yeoman. So that's unfortunate. Okay. After combat, I do kill the Paladin, and I overrun, and I'm getting closer to this Knight unit that's engaged with the Grail Reliquii. You do see I have a Weissens up there on the Grail, just to make it a little bit harder for him to crack that nut, which is good to go. And after combat, he only kills one fanatic, and I think he might have lost a knight in the process. So yeah, the Grail Reliquii is doing its job, holding up this knight unit, and I can't complain. Weissens definitely helped in this situation. So turn 3, Lord Sustainable. What goes into here? Okay, so this is his BSB's unit. He decides to try to make this long charge into my Knight Errant unit, and I just flee it. There's no reason. I mean, even if I think he needed like a 9 or 10 to get in, but there was really no reason to take that charge. I had plenty of room. I wasn't going to run off the table, and any flee move would he's never going to catch me on it. So he decides to redirect into my Lord's unit, which, like I said earlier, was I positioned him pretty far out. It would have been a really long charge, but in the game of charges, if he does make it, it's really nasty for the situation. So as you see, my other Paladins, they're just going after those Trebs. I didn't really take a picture of them on my turn. Yeah, so after combat here, he slaughters 4 Yeomen, and of course that causes my Men-at-Arms to panic, and now this flank is collapsing on my side. So yeah, that's unfortunate. I didn't really expect the peasants to do much over here. Maybe I could have let the Grail Knights beat up on them a little bit, but yeah, I just hope they rally and I can conserve those points. Lord Kasual, turn 4. So, and this is where it all falls apart for Anthony. I declare a charge with my my Lord's unit, and he decides to flee, which I thought was a pretty good move. He had plenty of distance where I wasn't going to catch him, so it was kind of playing, that charge and flee dance that I just pulled the turn before. But what he didn't see was my single Paladin soloed in, just waiting in the wings to charge again and push him off the board. Yeah, it was just a mistake. Well, what can you do? But that's, solo Paladins, man. You're out there. He's only 82 points. I think he's better than a Mounted Yeoman unit. And with no ballistic base shooting to take him down. Yeah, so that's what happened there. I was interested to see how that battle would have gone, but you just can't let my Lord's unit get a charge in. I mean, he's nasty. He's built to kill things, and it was a smart move, but unfortunately, that other Paladin was waiting in the wings. My Knights Errant unit, I do take them into the flank to try to save the Grail Reliquii. And, of course, over here, the peasants don't rally. Takes my level 4 off the board, and Yeah, so that's unfortunate. But at least my Knights of the Realm rallied, so they can come back to the fight if needs be. I bring my Grail Knights over. I'm ready to support the rest of the combats. My other Mounted Yeomen, they're on the march too. Over here, I think a Treb landed, killed one of his Grail Knights, and after combat, yeah, my Knights Errant broke his last lance and ran it down. And yep, that's the end of the game. It was a great game against Anthony. It's always a pleasure to hang out with that guy. You know, it was nice for him to come down and meet up. We got 2 games in, and I think it was a 3,000 point game, wasn't it? Yeah, 3,000 points. We had a blast, and it was funny. It was open gaming, so there's Magic the Gathering players around and everything, and they probably hated us because we were the loudest 2 people in the entire place. And you have Magic players who just have their head down and they're thinking and grunting over cards, and there's me and Anthony just having a good time laughing and talking shit about Bretonnia. But it's a great game. This is my first battle report for the campaign, and it was against the campaign commissioner and a win. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.